Don't you want to do a wheelie like that? I know I want to. Welcome folks to our new series, The ABC of Stunting, where this month we are going to teach you how to pop a wheelie. But first, have a look at these clips. The Pulsar has always been a brand that does things differently. The brand that introduced India to affordable sports biking, and the brand that introduced Indian bikers to stunting with these utterly spectacular visuals. You could do that on a Pulsar, said young bikers like myself, and we went out and tried it out on our bikes. The Pulsar gave stunting legitimacy and elevated it to an art form. Stunting is a sport. Stunting is not hooliganism. It needs control, it needs balance, it needs skills, like my friend here, Rishikesh Manke. Hi Rishi. He's the guy behind the Doom series of videos, and he's going to teach you how to do a wheelie step by step.
That's right, Shirish. The Pulsar started off the sports naked trend in India, and the package was always ideal for stunt riding. We all know it has a good power, but more importantly, it has a great bottom and torque, and easier to lift the front wheel.
So before we start, we should actually give some very important advice, and that is do this in a safe, controlled environment, like the Indy karting track that we are at here in Pune. Don't be a hooligan, don't be a nuisance to yourself or to other people on the road. As with any form of biking, your attire is extremely important, and especially so for stunting. What you need is a proper leather riding suit, like what Rishi is wearing. It's got armor on the back, on the shoulders, on the elbow, proper riding gloves, boots, and of course, a very, very good helmet.
And I promise, Shirish, I won't give any secrets. So first we'll go for the first tip, tire pressure.
All right?
We have to reduce the tire pressure.
The basics of a wheelie are obvious. You pull the clutch, keep the revs of the engine up to around 4000 RPM, cover the rear brake, pop the clutch while keeping the revs up, and balance the Pulsar on the back wheel. Let's repeat those steps.
But if it was that easy, anybody could do a wheelie. Here's how to fine-tune your wheelie game. That you need a lot of power to do a wheelie is a myth. The Pulsar has more than enough power. What you need is a well-timed yank on the handlebars, and you need good power in your shoulders. So obviously you have to time it right, sync it properly with the clutch and the throttle. But like what Rishi is demonstrating now, a well-timed yank on the handlebars, it makes your wheelie much easier, and also it saves your clutch. So not only does it improve your wheelie game, it also saves your machine. Once you have one wheel in the air, the next step is balance. And that's where the Pulsar has another trick up its sleeve.
Yes, the longer wheelbase of the Pulsar make it naturally more stable. It is easy to control the bike when it is on the one wheel.
And of course, balance is the key. So when you have the wheel up in the air, you can't use the handlebars. What you need to use, like you told me, is your foot pegs. So if the bike is falling to the left, you use the opposite foot peg, which is the right foot peg, to bring it back on the center. And when the bike is falling to the other side, then again you use the opposite foot peg to bring it back. And that's how you keep the bike in the center. Now the front wheel is in the air. Where do you look?
Not at the sky. You look straight at where you want to go.
So now that you've got all the individual techniques, you need to bring it all together to do what every stunter practices and dreams of doing, pulling a wheelie down the length of the straight.
For that, bring the front wheel up, and then you can use all the RPM up to the red line to keep your front wheel of your Pulsar in the air.
And that's how you do a wheelie. Drop the rear tire pressure. Use the rear brake to control the height of the wheelie. Use the foot pegs to keep the bike on the center line and look where you want to go. And obviously, enjoy the sensations of wheeling your Pulsar. And this is just the start of our series, the ABC of Stunting. Send us your videos on this email ID or post it to us on social media on Facebook or Twitter at Fastbikes India. And every week, Rishi and I will give you feedback on your technique and try to make you a better stunter. But always remember, do it in a safe, controlled environment like the Indy karting track here in Pune, and always wear protective riding gear. You don't want to be a nuisance to yourself or to other people. Stunting is a sport, and we are here to give it legitimacy.